जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
भारत माता की
जय।
भारत माता की
जय।
भारत माता की
जय। मातरम मातरम मातरम। Wish you all a very happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day, sir.
Thank you. To you all too. I really feel we all understand the meaning of freedom, what they would have meant. If all they have said all these years or all those times was freedom is your birthright. But I think it's a very misunderstood word in all these years by people. Responsible freedom alone is freedom. Irresponsible freedom, you become slave to your own self. For example, when India got independence, definitely Britishers would have found out, or they would have got this trust that this Indian community or this Indian state is responsible enough to take care of themselves. Independence cannot be given, it always has to be taken. Freedom is always snatched. You cannot beg for independence, you always take independence. But when responsible people take freedom, they do something creative out of it. They create something out of it. When irresponsible people take the freedom, they always destroy something, at times including their own self. And the history of the world has enough witnesses, enough events, enough people who have been absolutely irresponsible and they have snatched the freedom from somebody and they only destroyed themselves in the process. I somehow feel when that set of freedom fighters led by Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Kalam, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, Tilak, Sarojini Naidu, all these leaders, I think were very strong and very responsible. I think the greatness of this nation was first time in the history of India. This set of leaders, the set of amazing human beings becoming leader. Like Mahatma Gandhi to Bhagat Singh to Chandrasekhar Azad to Subhash Chandra Bose to all those people who have first time in the history of this country so many brilliant human beings came together and led this nation to independence. Today the scarcity of this country is we don't have those strong leaders what we have that time. That is why we are struggling through whatever we are going through. Just think about if those leaders were right now available, what this country would have become. The biggest superpower in the entire world. We have dearth of leaders. You know what is our biggest weakness or biggest foolish thinking is? We make somebody leader and then expect them to be good. than making a good person into a leader. It's always better to make a good human being into a leader than expecting a leader to be good. Now, when elections will start, and whoever has whatever power, they use it and they become. Now you expect them to do good work. That's little foolish, I suppose. If all of us, starting from where we can start, ensure that good human beings can be made leaders, I think a lot of good can happen to this country. I think what a beautiful history this country has. In the history of the entire world, India is one of the most rare country which has never initiated a single war against any country. India has only fought wars in defense. In fact, there was a time in this history where every country in the world which was free, sitting nothing and doing idle, have attacked India, invaded India to become rich. In fact, look at Afghans came, Mughals came, Britishers came, Portuguese came, Japanese came, Burmese came, Mongols came. Everybody came to this country, invaded this country, looted this country to become rich. One fellow is there, Muhammad Ghaznavi, you have heard about this. 17 times he came. Heights of beggary, no? 17 times he came, looted the country and went back and still died poor. So all the countries all together came and looted India and they never became rich, but India still never became poor. Even after so much of invasion over a period of not even years and decades, centuries together, and still India today is one of the top two largest GDPs which India has. It is mind-blowing for a country to be a slave for more than 300 years and then still to have the same tradition, same culture. But what rootedness this country has. The greatest pride of this country is spirituality, what it gave to the entire world. In fact, today you can say so many Indians have gone out of India to learn science, materialistic science outside, to America, to Australia, to European countries, to best of the universities to expand their intelligence. But look at, on the other side, every fellow from every part of the world has come to India for spiritual progress. Not a single Indian you will have ever heard he went to some other country for spiritual growth, to learn meditation. In fact, from Steve Jobs to Chinese to Japanese to American to Australian, every fellow from the world has once in a lifetime, if they wanted to grow spiritually, has come to India. India is the spiritual center of the entire world. How many spiritual leaders this country has produced is mind-blowing. Like how those people produce doctors every year. We produce spiritual masters every year like that. You can count on the fingers the great world famous spiritual leaders of the world. And if India you start counting the spiritual masters this country has produced, you will not be able to stop, because every year in dozens they come. There is the greatest power of this country is spirituality. When the roots are stronger, it might take for the tree to grow tall little later, a little time, but when it grows, it is the biggest banyan tree the world have ever seen. In times to come, because this country has such a strong spiritual rootedness within its culture itself, India will be the tallest tree the world would have ever seen. Matter of time. The tree that has deepest root will always go higher, taller, larger, with the maximum fruits. And I think India is that country. It's only a matter of time where we will go. And what is beautiful is we all will play a part in it. Okay. For that independence which we got on 15th August or the midnight of 14th, none of us were there present. And the sacrifice of so many people has given us the fresh, free air to breathe. If all of us in this generation can give something to this country, that few years from now, they should be able to say that one generation gave us freedom from others. This generation gave us freedom from ourselves. I think even if you are living in a free India, we are still mental slaves. Slave of our own mind, slave of our own habits, slave of our own relationships, slave of our own rituals, slave of our own issues in life. So even if we are physically free, moving in a free world, in an independent country, I think we have not yet given ourselves freedom from our own thinking. We still have so many unwanted thoughts, unwanted feelings, unwanted relationships. If you can free yourself, that will be your true freedom. And that's the most beautiful thing. Personally, I have experienced it in last 3 years. All these years I used to sit in the closed 4 walls and meditate to experience God, to experience silence. And in the silence of that room, or the quietude of that room, I used to pick up some sounds to create my awareness or to evolve myself. Then one of those times life took its turns and I had a chance to go and sit in silence in the open freedom of the entire world. And I used to sit on the top of the mountains and the lakes and the caves and the trees, and I used to meditate. In the midst of hundreds of people I've sat, and where I used to pick up sound in a silent room, I was sitting in the midst of hundreds of them walking around me, and in the midst of the sound I used to pick up silence. And the day I picked up that silence in the sound, I think everything about my life changed. And that day experientially I realized God is in freedom. You want to experience God, then you have to experience freedom. Freedom, not the physical freedom which I am talking about. Freedom from your own mental thoughts, freedom from your own negative emotions, freedom from your own guilts, freedom from your own splits, freedom from your own past, freedom from your own bondings which you have created, freedom from your own addictions and habits which you have built. And the day you have that freedom from everything, you'll experience your higher self, you'll experience your God. And I have experientially found God is in freedom. You want to experience your God, you have to learn to be free. Not in the free world outside, but the world inside you, you should be free from everything. And that day you'll feel very strong in life. You'll feel absolutely evolved in life. I strongly believe the day I took freedom in my hand, I felt very secure. There are a lot of people who in freedom feel secure, and I am one of those people where the more free I am, the more I feel secure. But there are also few people in security, they feel free. The few people feel free when they are secured. For example, in the campus of this college, it is secured campus, so all of you feel very free to be what you want to, say what you want to, do what you want to. In the security, at times you feel freedom, and when all of you are given those moments of freedom to what you want to do or what you want to be, you feel so secure. But there are times in life when the freedom, in the freedom you feel secure, and there are times in life in security you feel free. And you have to understand this difference. Just because you left your house in search of what you want to, but if you are a man who understands this, that in that freedom will you find your security? Very difficult. One thing which I also want to tell, because your age, one thing which you crazily want is freedom. Crazily want is freedom. Nobody should ask you anything. Dad should not ask you anything. Mom should not ask you anything. Bhaiya, Didi should not ask you anything. Uncle should not ask you anything. Nobody should. You should be allowed to do what you want to do. You should be allowed to play the video games, watch the television, do the chatting, and you want that freedom whenever you want to have. But I want all of you, those of you who are looking for that kind of freedom, freedom is never secured. Freedom is never secured. Freedom is always insecure. The lion in the jungle, it is free, but it is unsecured. Which hunter will come and make it the prey today? He doesn't have idea. He has tremendous freedom. He can eat where he wants to eat. He can eat whomever he wants to eat. He can eat whatever he wants to eat. He can eat however he wants to eat. But that freedom is not secured. And the lion in the zoo is completely secured, but there is no freedom. So in life you have to understand, if you want to be a lion in the jungle, then that freedom you can take, but you will know that the freedom is not secured. And if you want to be a lion in the zoo, don't expect freedom. Everything you will get. Time pe khana milega, time pe pani milega, sab milega, but that is not freedom. If you want freedom, know that it is insecure, because if you behave irresponsibly in that freedom, somebody will take away your freedom. You are given a mobile and the freedom to enjoy it or to use it. If you use it responsibly, freedom remains secured. If you use it irresponsible, your parents might come and take away that freedom from you, and you have lost the freedom. Not because you did not deserve it. Of course you did not deserve it, because you are irresponsible. Every time you use the freedom irresponsibly, it will be taken away from you. Every time. So know that if you want freedom, then you also have to take up the responsibility, because freedom is never secured. So always insecure, always unsecured. The day you become irresponsible, gone. So if you want more and more freedom, you have to become more and more responsible. What I speak in the class to you, discipline is equal to freedom. Discipline gives you freedom. And if you maintain the responsibility of that freedom and carry on yourself with responsibility in that freedom can continue to be with you. The day you drop that responsibility and become irresponsible, that freedom will be taken away from you. It can be your parents, it can be your college authorities, it can be your tomorrow office bearers, it can be your management, wherever you are. Same as in the country. You are free to walk in this country. But if you are irresponsible behavior in this country, you're making suffer few people, you will be put into the jail against slavery. Against slavery. So if you want freedom, which you should have, then one, practice discipline. Discipline gives you freedom. Discipline that I will use my gadgets for 1 hour every day or 2 hours every day, and you stick to that discipline of 2 hours, I think your parents and family will give you the freedom. And that freedom which you have got, use it responsibly, you will maintain the freedom for lifetime. The moment you become irresponsible in that freedom and misusing that freedom of using the gadgets, your parents and family and authorities will take it away from you. Discipline yourself that once in a week or once in 10 days only you will eat junk. You will have the freedom to eat whatever you want to eat, however you want to eat, how much ever you want to eat. And maintain that freedom of eating what you want to eat with a lot of responsibility. You can enjoy every kind of food. But you become irresponsible in the freedom of eating whatever, and every day you have indisciplined eating of eating junk, then you will lose the freedom to eat what you want to eat. If you have a discipline of studying every day for 1 hour or whatever time you decided for yourself, you will have the freedom to enjoy every day till the exam time. And if you continue to be responsible about it, you will continue to enjoy the freedom. The day you become indisciplined in your studies, your freedom of enjoying yourself on a daily basis, your parents will take away from you. Discipline gives you freedom. Your responsibility of handling the freedom allows you to enjoy the freedom for a long time. The moment you misuse the freedom and become irresponsible, your freedom will be taken away and you will have to blame yourself for this. As long as this country is handled or managed by responsible people on the top position, this country can enjoy this sovereignty or this can enjoy this independence as long as we want to. The day people on the top will start misusing the freedom what they have got as leaders of this nation or decision makers of this nation, the moment they become irresponsible, some other country which is waiting will come and take away that freedom and we again go into slavery. And we have to have that responsibility to ensure that we maintain our freedom. We have to be responsible to maintain our freedom. Freedom. what they say in Spider-Man 1, with great power comes great responsibility. Freedom is a great power. With freedom also comes great responsibility. There is a Statue of Liberty in America, gifted by France. You know that? I think today we don't need Statue of Liberty. We need a Statue of Responsibility. There has to be some kind of symbol where maybe in every house, maybe in every college, maybe in every school, maybe in every state, maybe in every place of work where people are involved, because we don't understand the freedom. We don't understand the value of freedom. But I think if all of us can be given as a symbol, freedom of responsibility, next year instead of having a freedom symbol of Indian freedom, I think if we can have a symbol of responsibility, I think we'll have a much better country, much better Indians, and much better freedom in life to enjoy. I don't think today we need Statue of Liberty. Today we need a statue of responsibility. Once we have it and if we start believing in it, I think we'll be able to maintain our freedom for lifetime. Just want to tell all of you boys and girls, you want freedom, you have to maintain discipline. Whether it is in the college, whether it is in the house, whether it is wherever you go, you want freedom, maintain discipline, and hold that freedom which you have got in life with tremendous responsibility towards that freedom. You will be able to have that freedom for lifetime. The day you misuse it, becoming indisciplined or irresponsible, the freedom will be taken away from you, and you will be responsible for that slavery which you will then end up being. Don't do that to yourself. Be disciplined, be responsible. Only these two qualities you have to live in life to maintain your freedom. Be disciplined, be responsible. Be disciplined, be responsible, and you will have freedom for a lifetime. Drop the discipline, play with the responsibility, mess it up, lose your freedom. Be disciplined, be responsible. Take these two words as a part of your life. I maintain discipline in my life and I take responsibility of every action of mine. I enjoy tremendous freedom in my life. Physically, mentally, intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, socially, financially. In every aspect of my life, I enjoy tremendous amount of freedom because I maintain discipline in my life and I take up the all responsibility of every action of mine which I execute. And I want all of you, if you can practice this in your life, you also will enjoy the freedom for lifetime. Wish you again a very, very happy Independence Day. This country deserves the best, because it is the best country which you have ever seen in life, or which you have ever seen. How many of you, how many times you would have gone out of India? No matter when you go whichever country, how bad is your house, but when you are sick, you want to be in your home. No matter whichever country you go, whichever city you go for your holidays, but when you become homesick, you want your room, even it is messy, even it is stinking, even it is next to a small lane or small chawl, but apna ghar apna hota hai. Okay. When you go to neighbor's house, they will only show you the best parts of the house. That does not mean their house is better than yours. Because when I come to your house, that you also will show the best part of your house. That does not mean you don't have the worst part of your house. You know it. Similarly, when you go to a new country or other country, those guides and those tourists or tour services will only show the best part of that country. That does not mean does not have the worst part. And when people from outside country comes to India in tourism, our travelers, when you go for Bangalore Darshan, what they will show you? The best of Bangalore properties, best of Bangalore establishments, best of the Bangalore will be shown. That does not mean we don't have the worst of it. What I want to tell you that just because other countries are shown beautiful does not mean beautiful. Does not mean beautiful. I think we have a very beautiful country, and I can whole day talk about the beauty of this country. Whole day I can talk about the beauty of this country. Freedom. And the most beautiful country I born. If I told about the spiritual capital of the world is India, spirituality ends with nothing. It means nothing, zero. And the contribution of India to the world is zero. Zero means nothing. Zero means nothing. But without a zero, you can't do anything. Zero means nothing. And that is what India gave to the world. What? Nothing. So what India gave to the world? Right, nothing. But without that, nothing is possible. Ask the mathematics teacher and mathematics genius here, without zero can you do mathematics? You cannot do a damn thing in the world without zero. For everything you need one zero. To put this pole inside also one zero was required, only it went inside. For everything we need zero, and the contribution of this country to the world was nothing. And without that nothing, this world is nothing. Which means in that nothing, you will actually find everything in life. So if you want everything in life, this is the country to live. Because this country gives you nothing. And that nothing you get everything. And that's the biggest pride which I carry about this country is, this country gave nothing. And without that nothing, nothing is possible. And that nothing will eventually give you everything. So if you want everything in life, come to the country called India. And you will have everything. Because we give nothing. Happy Independence Day to all of you. Love you so much. Thank you.